Hello and welcome. My name is Stefan. I'm a DOP, certified Glidecam trainer and operator and filmmaker from Germany. In collaboration with Glidecam US, I produced this series called Glidecam Training. To get the most out of your handheld stabilizer from Glidecam, I will show you how to stand properly, how to move the system up, down, forwards and backwards, how to go over obstacles or in circle. Before we start, make sure that your system is perfectly static and dynamic balanced and at a drop time between 1.5 and 2 seconds. And today we want to have a closer look of one of the really nice kind of scenes you can achieve with your Glidecam, this kind of circling around your subject. And this is a beautiful way to put the focus on one specific part of your scene. To achieve such a take, you normally use a dolly track on the ground, but with the Glidecam it's much easier and much faster. You point your camera right in the center of a circle, on a circle you're walking around. For this scene I put my motive right in some marks of a circle on the ground, and this helps me to keep the same distance when I'm walking around my subject. This is really helpful, especially when you're using a more metallic lens. And to keep the right distance is always a good idea, especially when you work with live fire rounds. If you have no perfect circle on the ground, you can make this by yourself. Take some of the weights from your Glidecam and put it on a rope, and then on the other side of the rope you start to make some marks with a chalk on the ground. But I don't want to paint a perfectly circle on this location on the ground. I don't want to mess up the place and probably want to keep the floor clean, so I don't see the marks on the ground when I'm shooting. Here Robert, my cameraman, helps me to achieve this circle and gives me a reference point to keep my distance always the same distance to my subject when I walking around. And this is a really easy and fast way to help yourself walking a circle. The next topic is to level the camera in a specific height, regardless where you are. So if you walking up a hill or a stair, then you have to put the camera a little bit down to compensate your movement. The purpose is clear. The flying camera, the moving camera, should not be distracted by your up and down while you're operating. So you always keep the camera on one level, on one height. If you go forward or backwards, try to keep the camera static on one height. You have to train this. Like every movement you do with your body, you have to train this. And repetition, and again repetition is the key to success. Do it again and again. The intention should be that the audience didn't see your movement in the final shot. That's all. You have to train this, for instance, with the depression in the ground. Try always to keep the height, the level of your camera constant. And you can train this nearly everywhere. I train here on the playground in Frankfurt. But always keep in mind to watch your steps. Make you familiar with the surroundings. Is there any hole? Is there, or probably a trampoline? Look forward and don't step unintended in such a trap. And you say only a pigeon can stabilize the head. You can do this by yourself. You have to train this. If you go on steps, on stairs or whatever, start slow, really slow. Watch your steps and get a feeling of how much you have to level out the camera. If this works, you never see any of your movement in the shot. And the proverb is, slow is smooth and smooth is fast, because safety is first. And when you're moving around with your Glidecam, don't forget to step safely on the ground. You can train this nearly everywhere. I use this skater park for this fancy movement. And don't be too hard to yourself at the beginning. In the beginning, don't point the camera on a motive. become familiar with walking around and to stabilize your Glidecam. If this works for you, then you can speed up your movement, and then of course you can turn on the camera and try to shoot something and readjust your movement and your position. You can do it upright or in low mode. Low mode is another really interesting thing you can do really quick with the Glidecam. Here with a 14mm on a full frame sensor, it's really easy to achieve a kind of skater movies. In the first episode of my Glidecam training, I show some posture you have to avoid, like leaning forward or backwards. And in some comments, the people had some problems with my definitely no-go to bending the knees. And this is why I want to bring the topic back on the table. Bending the knees makes you weak, and it is not stable, and it will hurt your knees, especially when you put more weight on your Glidecam with a bigger camera. So please don't bend your knees and walking like a stupid ninja. Yeah, this was the other tip, to walk like a ninja, but to be honest, I did not even know a ninja. The only ninja I know are from B-movies from the 1980s, and so far I know, no one of these guys want to become a cameraman. Watch on my footwork. So I always work from the heel to the toes when I go forward, or backwards from the toe to the heels. And this is the way you walk really smooth. There's no need for bending your knees. Always from the heel to the toes. On my workshop tour for Glidecam, I visit Dubai. And this is not the Walking Dead, this is the coffee cup exercise. So you fill a cup full with water until the rim, and then you try to balance this without spilling a drop. This is a really good exercise to get a feeling of your body and how you walk. And when you walk exactly like this with your Glidecam, you will definitely have a really smooth walking. And this always makes me smile. Smile and have fun when you're shooting, when you train, and of course have a lot of fun when you have success. With this and best regards, your Stefan Czech.